All right, so get this.
Okay.
What if AI could actually, like, play the stock market? Not just play it, but, like, cut deals, negotiate contracts,
Hmm.
the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, so we're talking about taking these really advanced LLMs.
The large language models.
Right, exactly.
Everyone's talking about.
Yeah, and seeing if they can actually make
those deals.
these complex economic decisions.
That's exactly what we're looking at. And luckily,
Yeah,
there is some,
there's some exciting new research.
yes, and it all starts with this framework.
It's called GLE.
GLE. Okay.
Yeah, it stands for Games in Language-Based Economic Environments.
Catchy.
It is, it is.
So what is this GLE thing?
So GLE is basically a standardized way to test these LLMs
Okay.
in economic simulations.
So like a level playing field.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
before GLE,
Yeah.
research was all over the place.
Everyone had their own way of doing things.
It was difficult to compare.
Yeah, makes sense.
So GLED, it levels the playing field by allowing researchers to control certain factors.
Like what?
Like how long the game lasts.
Okay.
Do they know how much time they have?
Interesting.
Or are they, like, in the dark?
So time pressure.
Yeah, time pressure, exactly.
Okay.
They can also control whether the LLMs know each other's motivations.
So like, do they have insider information?
Yeah, like, can they read each other's minds?
That changes things.
Absolutely, and how they can communicate.
Oh, interesting.
Can they just, like, give limited responses, or can they write these elaborate arguments? So it's, like, it's really about understanding
different communication styles.
exactly how different conditions impact the outcome.
Okay, so we've got GLEE, this framework
Right.
to kind of
Like a testing ground.
testing ground, for these LLMs.
Yeah.
And they're putting them through 3 main scenarios.
3 main economic scenarios.
Okay, what are they?
So first, you've got bargaining.
Okay, like haggling.
Imagine 2 LLMs. They've got to split $1 million.
$1 million.
$1 million bucks.
Okay.
But here's the catch.
Oh.
Delays cost them money.
Oh, really?
Each tick of the clock eats away at their potential earnings.
So it's like selling a company before.
Yeah, like before it loses its value.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's bargaining.
That's bargaining, yeah.
What's next?
Then we've got negotiation.
Okay.
This one is classic.
Yeah.
One LLM is the seller.
Uh-huh.
The other one is the buyer.
Okay.
Classic haggling over price.
All right, back and forth.
Each one trying to get the best deal.
So are we talking about
It's almost as if...
different personality types of LLMs?
That's a great way to put it.
The tough bargainer.
Yeah.
The smooth negotiator.
You got it.
Okay.
And then finally, there's persuasion.
Persuasion. Okay.
This one is really interesting.
All right.
Can an LLM convince another LLM to buy something even if it's not the best deal?
Oh, so now we're getting into like
This is like...
the digital used car salesman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, using their AI powers to make this sale.
Interesting. So,
But it gets even better.
oh, it gets better.
It didn't just have LLMs going head to head.
Oh, so it's not just AI versus AI?
They actually brought in real humans to see how they'd fare.
Oh, wow. So it's like humans versus the machines.
Exactly. A real battle of wits and bargaining skills.
I love it. Okay, so how much data are we talking here?
We are talking over 950,000 of these simulated economic games.
Way.
Millions of decisions, all recorded.
Okay, so they've got all this data,
Right.
but how do you judge who wins?
That's a great question.
It's not as simple as like a chess game.
You're absolutely right.
It's objective, right?
It's much more nuanced.
Yeah.
So they measured success in 3 key areas.
Okay.
First, there's self-gain.
So like
How much money did the LLM get for itself?
basic economic principle.
Exactly, maximizing their profit.
Okay.
But it wasn't just about being greedy.
Right.
They also looked at efficiency. Did they actually reach deals when it made sense for both sides?
So not just winning, but
Finding that win-win.
right, avoiding those lose-lose scenarios.
Exactly.
Interesting. Okay. What else?
And finally, they measured fairness.
Fairness.
Okay, was the split fair, or did one side feel cheated?
So they're really trying to see if these LLMs can grasp concepts like fairness
It's a crucial question.
beyond just, making the most money.
Right, beyond just cold, hard profit.
Yeah, and this is fascinating to me because
And the results are interesting.
Yeah.
Humans were surprisingly good at bargaining.
really,
You know those quick back and forth?
yeah, like instinctual,
Exactly.
Yeah.
But when it came to the more strategic negotiations...
like the long game.
Exactly. We didn't do as well as you might think.
Really? Come on, humans.
I know, right?
We're supposed to be good at this.
You think so?
So what happened?
Well, on average, humans actually ended up with a negative gain.
A negative gain? You're kidding.
Yeah, in the negotiation scenarios, at least.
Wow. That's not good.
Not exactly a stellar track record for us humans.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
maybe we're just better at those snap decisions.
It's possible.
But when it comes to thinking things through,
The long game?
yeah, maybe not so much.
Maybe that's where the LLMs have the edge.
Interesting. Okay. Negative gain. Wow.
Yeah, not great.
So maybe we're, like you said,
Yeah.
better at those quick decisions,
It seems that way.
but not as good at the
At the strategy.
the strategy.
Yeah. But here's where it gets even more interesting.
Okay.
When LLMs could use full sentences to communicate,
Oh, interesting.
their persuasion skills got a lot better.
So it's like being able to really
Craft that argument.
craft the argument,
Yeah.
make it sound good.
It really does matter.
It makes sense. Humans fall for that all the time.
Right. Framing is everything.
Yeah.
Even for AI, it seems.
Yeah. Very interesting.
And it actually lines up with a lot of the behavioral economics research,
Okay.
which basically says, how we say things
It affects how people
totally make decisions
Oh, true.
based on how it's presented.
Yeah, it's all about like the delivery.
Exactly. So even with these AI simulations,
Yeah,
language still matters,
absolutely.
which I think is fascinating.
It is fascinating, yeah. So
Yeah.
besides that, anything else surprising about how the LLMs kind of stacked up against us humans?
Well, one of the most counterintuitive findings was that
Yeah.
knowing their opponent's motivations
Okay, yeah.
didn't always lead to better outcomes for the LLMs.
You'd think it would.
Right. You'd think
right.
more information, better decisions,
Makes
but,
sense.
but that wasn't always the case.
So is that like a
Yeah.
overthinking kind of thing?
It's possible.
Or like trying to be too clever?
Yeah. Maybe trying to be too clever and it backfires.
It's like in poker sometimes.
Exactly.
You're better off if you don't know
Sometimes not knowing is better.
what's in your hand.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Right? So,
where does this leave us then?
well, it seems like
Yeah.
LLMs are getting pretty good at this whole economics thing, even if they're not
Not quite ready to take over the world.
ready to replace us in the boardroom just yet.
Yeah, give it time.
Right. Who knows what the future holds?
Exactly.
But it does make you wonder
yeah.
about the bigger picture.
What does it mean to have AI that can, like,
Negotiate.
negotiate, persuade, bargain, all that?
That is the million-dollar question.
Right.
It really is.
It is.
On the one hand, we could use this to
Yeah.
design LLMs that are
Yeah.
not just good at economics, but also ethical.
So make sure that agreements actually benefit everybody.
Exactly. Like imagine AI mediators, that kind of thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, the possibilities are really
Yeah.
pretty remarkable.
Okay, but like any new technology.
Exactly. There's always the potential for misuse.
Right. There's always a flip side.
What if someone creates an LLM salesperson so good
Uh-oh.
they can convince anyone to buy anything,
Oh, that's scary.
even if they don't need it?
It's like targeted advertising on steroids.
Right.
Like AI-powered manipulation.
That's a whole other
That's a whole other ball game.
ball game.
Yeah.
And that's just one example.
Right.
We also need to think about
Yeah.
financial markets, global trade.
How this could be misused.
Exactly. How do we make sure it's used responsibly?
Especially since,
Yeah.
we haven't exactly been perfect at managing our own economic systems.
That's an understatement.
Right.
But that's why this research is so important,
Yeah, to figure it out.
to understand how they behave
Right.
so we can anticipate the problems and hopefully find solutions.
Okay, so knowledge is power.
That's the idea.
Or at least knowledge about how AI works.
Exactly.
So we can kind of stay one step ahead.
Right. So we're not caught off guard.
Okay, cool. Any other interesting takeaways from the study that you think our listener would find interesting?
Well, we were talking about those communication styles earlier.
Yeah.
The LLMs that could only use preset messages.
Right. Limited.
Yeah, they didn't do as well
So
as those that could communicate freely.
even in the digital world,
Yeah.
being able to really craft that persuasive argument matters.
Absolutely. It seems like being able to read between the lines, pick up on those subtle cues,
Yeah.
it still gives you an edge.
Fascinating.
Even if it's just an AI you're interacting with.
Yeah.
And as good as these LLMs are getting,
Yeah, they're still not perfect.
they're not perfect. They still make mistakes.
Okay.
They miss opportunities.
So there's still hope for us humans.
There you go. We're not obsolete just yet,
Not yet.
but we got to up our game.
We can't get complacent.
Right. We need to be more informed,
Yeah.
more discerning,
Rare.
more aware of these potential biases.
Right, so it's like, fool me once, shame on you.
Exactly.
Fool me twice, shame on me.
We got to learn from these AI simulations so we're ready for the real world.
So we don't get caught flat-footed.
Exactly.
Yeah, we got to be ready. Can't let these AIs outsmart us.
That's right. Stay sharp.
Okay, so we've talked about all this crazy research.
Yeah.
These AI simulations.
Yeah.
But here's a cool thing.
Okay.
The researchers behind this GLE framework,
right,
they actually made their code open source.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
So anyone can see it?
Anyone can dive in.
That's amazing.
I know, right?
Like, look under the hood?
Exactly.
Like, see how it all works?
See the data, see the code.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's like they're saying,
yeah,
come on, everybody, let's figure this out together.
Yeah, it's like a giant...
collaboration.
Exactly. A massive collaboration.
Which is really cool and important, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially with something as, potentially powerful as AI.
Powerful and, unknown.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all still figuring it out as we go.
So who knows?
Yeah, right.
Maybe someone listening to this right now
exactly
will be inspired.
Yeah, and go and
find something in the data.
Make some groundbreaking discovery.
That nobody else has even thought of yet.
Wouldn't that be something?
That would be really cool.
That's the beauty of open source.
Exactly. And it kind of feels like we've come full circle because we started with this idea of AI making deals.
The $1 million question.
Yeah, bargaining, negotiating.
Right, exactly.
And now we're talking about the future of AI and economics.
The future of, well, everything, really.
It's all connected.
It is. And, it's not just about numbers on a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Economics is about people.
Yeah, how we behave.
Our choices.
And now
of course.
AI is part of that equation.
A big part of it, and it's only going to get bigger.
So I guess what we're saying is stay curious, keep asking questions.
Absolutely.
Because the world of economics is changing fast.
Faster than ever before.
And we'll be here to help you navigate it all.
That's right, every step of the way.
So until next time.
Yeah.
Happy deep diving, everyone.
See this guy.